Yes.
What I wanted to say is that...
And I'm not stopping you. If you want to continue, you may.
No problem, Commissioner.
Yes.
It's because I'm on that point that I know we're going to come back to those annexures.
Yes.
I'm just want to just put it in context that General Mkhwanazi was fine with the first case of General Shaba. He was fine with the second case of General Kumalo on the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
On the 28th, I was at Howick participating in a combat rifle competition, so my cell phone was on silent, it was off. During the latter part of the afternoon, this is directly after the arrest of General Kumalo, there were two calls that came, two missed calls, with a couple of minutes in between, missed calls. So when I got hold of my phone, I saw missed calls and I sent him a message to say that, General, apologies, I missed your call. I will contact you back.
So the missed calls were from General Mkhwanazi?
The missed calls were from General Mkhwanazi.
All right.
So what happened is that I sent the message, but it only showed one tick, that he didn't read it. So I carried on with what I was doing, and obviously it's a long day and whatever, I didn't follow through with that. And the message wasn't read the Sunday and the Monday, and obviously with all the messages now, everything just pushes down, and all your later messages come out. So I didn't bother about it until the 6th of July, when I saw the press briefing and General Mkhwanazi giving the press briefing, and I was excited. So
yeah, I think yes, you are going to get there at a later stage.
I'm going to
maybe we should stop there and then you continue with, is it paragraph 24?
It would be paragraph 24, but before you get there, just a issue for clarity so that we dispose of it. At your paragraph 22, you reference the affidavit you obtained from General Mkhwanazi. You indicate that this is in relation to an ongoing investigation into, or it's an ongoing crime intelligence investigation, and you beg leave not to disclose the contents of this affidavit. My question is this affidavit part of any dockets that IDAC has disclosed to us now, or it is in respect of a different investigation?
Thank you, Council. Commissioner, this affidavit was made, I took General Mkhwanazi's affidavit, I think it probably was in April 2025, which is about 2 months to 3 months before that. That affidavit is in the docket and has been, I don't think it's been disclosed as yet. It is not disclosed as yet, but I'm pretty much sure you have a docket. Yes, it is in the docket that's disclosed to you, the third docket. Thank you. Apologies.
Okay, now just to perhaps for some guidance, is it in the quote-unquote confidential docket or one of the other three?
It's in the confidential docket. Okay. That's the two Brooklyn matters.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm clarified. You may then continue from paragraph 24.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Thus I am surprised that General Mkhwanazi did not inform the Commission at all about his interaction with me. The affidavit he submitted to me, nor trying him to reach me telephonically a few days before the press briefing. I was subpoenaed to testify at the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture, corruption and fraud in the public sector, including organs of state better known as the Zondo Commission or State Capture Commission, regarding serious corruption and the capture of various state institutions. I refer the Commission to my annexures BP 26 and BP 28. In this regard, I even had an affidavit compiled and submitted to the Zondo Commission, marked BP 29. I draw the Commission's attention to the requirements for the position I occupy. Not only have I the formal qualifications that were required for it at the relevant NQF levels, I have the requisite experience attained over many decades. This brings me to the conclusion on the questions I was required to answer. I am more than qualified for the work that I am doing as a senior investigator at IDAC. My formal qualifications, 44 years of experience, knowledge, skills, and recognitions and commendations acquired through the years of my service as a law enforcement officer is testament of my credentials, which I do not need to defend. I have taken the trouble to read the transcript of the evidence of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. There is no foundation for his conclusion that I use and/or have used my position to influence and control investigative outcomes and court proceedings. In particular, the criminal charges against Lieutenant General Kumalo, his co-accused, as related to the employment of Brigadier Mkhwanazi. Should I be required to answer questions flowing from this affidavit and any matters in respect which it has been determined that I will be assistance to the Commission, subject to timeliest notice and the right to legal representation, I would be willing to make myself available for such. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Colonel, and you have indeed made yourself available. Is there anything else you would like to add to the statement before we move to the next one?
I think before we even go there, so that we can get an understanding of the position I am in, the emotion involved in the matters. What we have to understand, Chair, that it's been for more than 3 decades that crime intelligence has been the front in the media space on corruption. There is not a single divisional commissioner that has held his post and stayed there. Most of them were charged for corruption, or allegations of corruption, and removed, and there was always acting. Crime intelligence is a very closed environment, a dangerous environment too as well. There were inquiries and maybe criminal cases open, but some of them came nowhere. This matter that came to IDAC via a referral led to something unprecedented, that it led to the arrest of the executive of crime intelligence. To go to the people, the senior manager of crime intelligence, I start with General Kumalo. General Kumalo, I considered him as a friend. That's why I wanted to make this known to the Commission before we go on. I've known General Kumalo since 2006, when he was just promoted to a captain. He often used to come out of the provincial office building, stand there, and we used to chat. He used to greet me, "Hi Brian, how are you?" Interact. But it was a short while, and then he moved on. I think he was promoted and came up to Pretoria. I know him well. So for several years, we never had contact. In 2022, 2023, he was appointed as the acting divisional commissioner of crime intelligence, and I was excited for him. Bearing in mind, I was not involved in the investigation, or the investigations had not started. In 2023, they reached out to me for assistance to assist General Kumalo, as he's been served with an interdict. General Kumalo, when he came to crime intelligence, started to clean up the rogue agents that were collecting salaries but not doing anything. So when he started to clean up, they brought interdicts and applications against him. So I was called and I was requested to assist with particular rogue agents because of my knowledge and experience. So we had a Teams meeting. In the Teams meeting, he was present, the head of legal services, state attorney, Brigadier Matono, I think she was there, and other people there. We went through this as to what the interdict was about and that the applications. So I said I will assist. I requested the applications, the documents, in order to prepare a responding affidavit. I prepared the requisite documents and submitted them, and as a result, that interdict was dismissed, together with the main case where 2 agents that were in the program since 2004, that were resurfaced in 2012, but never reported on duty. He stopped their salaries. So the main matter there, these 2 policemen wanted to be released on a early retirement and be appointed as full colonels, and then they were also on the teams meeting and in documents known as Mr. X and Mr. Y. So my input at that meeting was, why are you calling them Mr. X and Mr. Y? They are resurfaced, they are policemen, they are on the system as so-and-so and so-and-so. They are on the Purcell system, they have Palmed cards, they are known as policemen. So after that meeting, just as it was about to close, the team's meeting, General Mkhwanazi said, Chair. General Kumalo greets me and said, "How's it, Brian?" And I said, "Hi, General. And how are you?" "Fine." And then he gave me his number. And I took his number and I said, we will meet. But after that, because when I messaged him or spoke to him, he's in a meeting, I'm not in the province, so it eventually just went out. When it came to the time when the investigation started, and all these statements and allegations started, I was very surprised. We come to General Matono. I was General Madondo's mentor. I known General Matono from the 2000s. I watched her grow in the police as a commander and going through the ranks. So it was another thing that impacted on myself. This is somebody I mentored. General Kalakala, we have a long working relationship since the 2000s. We interacted on PECs and NECs. I know him personally. And it was indeed difficult. So when these investigations started, you can imagine the night of the rest as it was. So I went to General Kumalo, I greeted him, and I just said to him, I'm part of a team. I went to General Matono, I put my hand on her shoulder and I said, are you okay? Just be strong. And I greeted General Kalakala. During the court appearances at the magistrates' court, I went to them to greet them. Obviously, a few remands later, the protectors blocked me and then I decided, let me pull back. So Commissioner, you can see, and why I'm mentioning that there was no malice on my part. These are colleagues, and in some cases, close people that I know. So I thought that would be worth mentioning before we go on to whatever else has to come next. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Colonel. And also, before we leave this statement, just to clarify, if you could go back to your paragraph 19 and 20. In those two paragraphs, you indicate that you did not intend to deal with the merits of the cases you've been appointed to investigate because these are sub judice, right? And that the detail of those cases will be ventilated in the court hearings. Now, in these two paragraphs, you argue for non-disclosure on the basis of a certain legal principle that, the matters are in court. Now, you will recall that the application brought by IDAC that we discussed this morning with the commissioners invoked the same principle.